What's up, YouTube? Tim Reese here. Here is my opening slash streaming segment where I talk about the films and series coming out this week, whether they be theater, streaming, etc. Alright, the big one we have out this week is Ballerina. Yes, I know it's called from the world of John Wick, which, hey, I'm glad they got the John Wick title because, well, if you just call this thing Ballerina, you know, you might not really know that this is the John Wick world, unless you like see the trailer and see John Wick in it, whatever. So I get why they decided to call it from the world of John Wick, but whatever. Uh, anyway, now of course, if you guys don't know much about the story for this one, it stars Ana de Armas, who I adore. Ana de Armas as an assassin trained in the traditions of Rosca Roma organization, sets out to seek revenge after her father's death. The trailer for this has looked really decent. I adore Ana de Armas. I think she's always amazing. Keanu Reeves, I heard he's in this a little more than you expect. So I'm definitely excited for this. Hopefully, it doesn't disappoint. Because it is directed by Len Wiseman, and yes, he did give us Underworld. And I did not mind his Die Hard movie, but he doesn't have the best track record. So hopefully this could be good, but I don't know. We'll see. There is also Wes Anderson's The Pontificus theme, which does open a little wider this week. So there's that. Hopefully that's a good one, but we'll see. All right, now coming to streaming, we got Tyler Perry's Straw. Now it stars Taraji P. Henson, who I love Taraji P. Henson, as a single mother whose life spirals into chaos after a series of unfortunate events. The plot centers around her struggle to care for her ill daughter while facing increasing pressure and suspicion. It also got the likes of Tiana Taylor, Sherry Shepherd, Sinbad. Always nice to see Sinbad and stuff. Now Tyler Perry hasn't really, other than Medea Homecoming and that 6999 movie he did last year, he hasn't put out anything that I really quite enjoyed in recent years. Hopefully, this does look intriguing. I like Taraji P. Henson, so hopefully it is a good one, but we'll see. Alright. Also out, we got on Hulu, we got Predator's Killer of Killers. Where of course is the Predator anime film, where Viking raider, a ninja, a federal feudal Japan, and World War II pilot encounter a fierce intergalactic hunter. The trailer for this does look really cool. It looks pretty fun. This will of course hold us out until Predator Badlands come out. So I'm definitely excited for this one. Hopefully it's a good one, but we'll see. Alright. Also out this week, another movie about a deranged predator, we got Dangerous Animals, where a shark-obsessed serial killer holds Cypher, a rebellious surfer, captive on his boat. Racing against time, she must figure out how to escape before he carries out a ritualistic feeding to the sharks below. And it stars Jai Courtney. It looks really intriguing. I do love a good shark thriller. Looks like it could be pretty entertaining, so I'm definitely looking forward to see this one. Alright, we also got The Life of Chuck, which is the new Mike Flanagan film, starring Tom Hiddleston, Mark Hamill, Jacob Tremblay, Matthew Lillard, David Timocklin, and many others. Now, this is based on a book by Stephen King, life-affirming genre-bending story about 3 chapters in the life of an ordinary man named Charles Krantz. Now, when I first heard about this, I thought it was going to be a horror because it's obviously Stephen King, directed by Mike Flanagan, who's done horror. It's actually not a horror, which I actually thought was going to be in the horror realm, but guess not. But it does look intriguing, nonetheless. You got Mark Hamill, who's always great, Tom Hiddleston. I think this has some potential to be pretty good, but we'll see how that one is. Alright, we also got the horror film The Ritual, starring Al Pacino and Dan Stevens, where fellow priests as they attempt to put aside their differences to save an allegedly possessed young woman, Emma Smith. And I love Al Pacino. He is a living legend. Dan Stevens is great. Got Ashley Greene, who I like, and everything. This movie looks terrible. I'm sorry. It looks awful. Definitely looks like I feel like, they probably wanted Russell Crowe for this one. because he's been doing exorcism movies in recent years. But instead of Russell Crowe, they decided to just get Al Pacino in on. This definitely feels like those exorcism movies Russell Crowe's been doing lately. I mean, obviously those two was in the Insider together, so but it does look. I mean, it does look terrible. It could be good. Who knows? It could be intriguing, whatever. But yeah, it just looks pretty bad. All right. Also, out this week, we got something that I don't really care much about called Little Angels, starring TV's Superman Dean Cain and TV's Hulk Lou Ferrigno. That's right. If you ever want to see a movie with TV's Hulk and TV's Superman together, this is what you got. Suspended by his university for some offhand comments, a college football coach agrees to coach a 12-year-old girls soccer team for the rest of the season. Yeah, it's safe to say I'm not interested in that at all. We got something called The Spoils Selling the Future of American Football, which unravels a new capitalism of an American basketball factory that's built to identify, anoint, and monetize the next LeBron. That could be interesting. It is like a basketball documentary, so that could be cool, I guess. We got something called Lulu, where a closest trans teen struggles with identity and harassment while seeking her father's approval. Pushing to confession, she finds solace. That could be interesting to check out. We got a movie titled Thirsty, which is a drama about a tenacious public defender who runs for mayor of Oakland. So of course it is like a political type film, so that could be interesting, I guess. We got The Gardener, starring Jean-Claude Van Damme, one of the best action stars in the business. Where Serge Suster, the advisor to the president, ends up on the government's secret hit list. There seems to be no hope left for him and his family. Can the new gardener, Leo, help him survive? That does look pretty fun. You know, I've always loved JCV, Jean-Claude Van Damme. He is always the man, so I'm intrigued to see this. Hopefully it could be a good one. We got a movie called Resurrection Road, which is a Civil War movie starring Malcolm Goodwin. And you also got Jeff Daniel Phillips and many others. Now Malcolm Goodwin, you might know from that show Timeless. Anyway, the movie here follows an elite squad of 6 black soldiers led by ex-slave Barabbas on a mission to infiltrate the Confederate fort in Arkansas. That could be interesting to check out. We also got a movie called we also got a movie called Big Deal in 1997. While South Korea experienced extreme economic turbulence due to IMF crisis, Kukbu Soju is on the verge of bankruptcy. That could be interesting to check out. We also got a movie called Baron's Cove, starring Garrett Hedlund, Tremel Tillman, who of course is best known for Severance, and he was just in Mission Impossible Final Reckoning. We also got Brittany Snow, Stephen Lang, where a man with a violent past kidnaps the boy he holds responsible for his son's death. As he grows closer to uncovering the truth, he's left to wonder whether its pursuers are really seeking to protect the kid or merely the secrets he keeps. That could be interesting to check out. I've always liked Garrett Hedlund, so it could be cool. Alright, we also got the film called I Don't Understand You, which stars former Big Mouth co-stars Nick Kroll and Andrew Rannells. Don McCall are set out on the perfect Italian getaway. After getting lost in a way to dinner, they end up stranded in a storm, offend the locals, and Woops accidentally kills a beloved restaurant owner. That does look pretty interesting. You know, I've always liked Nick Kroll. Andrew Rannells is always good, so I'm intrigued to see that one. Hopefully that could be a good one. And now on the TV front, we got Love Island USA coming to Peacock, which I don't care two squats about. We got a show on Apple called Stick, which stars Owen Wilson. A long washed-up Professor Goffert turns towards a rising young star in the game to turn things around. That does look intriguing. You know, you got Judy Greer's in this. Mark Maron. I'm intrigued to see this. Hopefully, it's another Apple win, but we'll see. We got Ginny and Georgia season 3 come to Netflix, which I really quite like. Ginny and Georgia. It is a really nice little series worth giving a go. Last season, of course, Georgia got arrested. Curious to see how this new season is going to unfold, so that should be interesting. All right, we also got Phineas and Ferb returning to Disney, so that's going to be cool to see. And we got Tires season 2 with Shane Gillis, which I'd never see the first season, but season 2 is supposed to have Tom's Hand Church, so that's pretty cool. But that is pretty much it there. Let me let you guys. Which of these films or series are you interested in? Are you interested in Ballerina, Straw, Killer of Killers, Stick, The Return of Ginny and Georgia? Drop comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for notification. This is Sammy.